So today we are going to cover very important topics. Yeah, every single topic always important, but today topic is a bit more advanced topics. And then after these lectures, you may want to develop something for your codes. These three functions and then topics very helpful. Conditional statements, if, what if, and the iterative loop, for and while loop, and then function. And today, this week, we also have tutorial sessions to practice these three important topics. So class tests next week, covering today's topics, and then I prepare the MCQ questions, multiple choice questions, and then coding assignments. It is open book tests and the lecture material and tutorial materials. Any other materials you have is available, but ChatGPT and the Messenger is not allowed. And of course, your Python program is also available while you attending the exam. So any other question for the class tests? Good. If you have any other question on the class tests next week, feel free to drop me an email. I will kindly reply to you. Okay, today we are going to discuss about conditional statement and iterations. So far, we finished up data type and variables, some operators, expressions, and string manipulations, and lists, tuple, set, dictionary. Now we have come to the if statement, for, while loop, and then functions. So everything you have been so far has consists of sequential executions. You write your code and then the Python read off the code line by line, sequential executions. So what I mean by is that the statements always run one after the others in the orders we specified. But the word is often more complicated than we expect. So frequently, our program needs to skip over something, some statement, and executes a series of statements repeatedly, and then choose between alternate set of statements to execute. So the flow, the control, and conditional statements, these if statements play a crucial role in programming, actually. For instance, it is raining. We must reschedule our programs, our plans. This means that if the weather is good, we can proceed with our activities as planned, right? It's probably outdoor activities, playing tennis, play soccer. These approaches provide flexibility in executing our programs, just as it can help organize our daily routines. So in Python program, the if statement is the one how you perform this sort of decision makings. It allows for conditional execution of statements based on the value of expression. This is the simplest form. We start with the word if. Then we need an expression to evaluate to true or false. And this expression is followed by a colon. Let's see the simple examples. I will create the conditional executions. Okay, let's continue to talking about the weather. How's the weather like today? Is it raining or still hot? Yesterday was very hot. Okay, weather. Is it raining or fine dust? Yeah, actually in Korea, this is a big issue with the fine dusts. So it threatens our students' health. Anyhow, if we found today's weather, it looks like fine dust a lot, we keep stay at home. And then weather, sunny day, yes. We have three options. And then I put if following these expressions, if weather is rain, right? Double equal means exactly the physical equals meaning in Python. So weather equals to rain, this is an expressions to evaluate true or false in a Boolean context. And then I have to finish colon. Then after that, print, hey bro, bring your umbrella. Warning signs. Every single day, your AI recognized outdoor weather conditions and then alert you. Hey, Jasmine, please bring your umbrella today, something like that. This is the statement. If the expression is true, the statements will be executed. If this expression is false, for example, find the sunny today, these statements will be skipped over and not executed. And then please make sure that I often also forgot putting colon following by these expressions. So now you may know how to use the if statement to execute the single statement, to print the statements. And then, okay, it's time to find out more what else you can do. Sometimes you want to evaluate a bit different conditions and take one path if it is true. Otherwise, they execute an alternative path if it is not. This can be executed using another functions. Else if. this weather find thus print bring a mask. If the weather equals to find thus is true, the first expressions is executed. And then we also else. Otherwise, we only have last options, which is the sunny day. Weather is nice. Correct, correct. Else if. I put this at the end of the first if statement, right? If let's say this statement true, and then the next statement's expression will be executed, and second and third is skipped. If let's say this is the statement's expression is false, this first statement will be skipped and then check again. The second expression also false. The second statement will be skipped and then last statement will be executed. For this, we use one or more else if clauses. The Python evaluates each expression in turn and executes. And else clause is specified at the end. Always, this else colon is always located at the end of the if statements. But this is the optional. If it is present, there can be only one. It must be located at the end. Okay, let me execute. Okay. Oh. Okay, I didn't close. Um, why the weather is nice is printed out. Because the weather is our variable, right? And I assign the rain. And then I use the same variable name and assign the finders. I use the same variable name and then finally I assign sunny. So this will move here. Rain? No. Skip. Weather is finders? No. Skipped and then finally execute this final statements. So in this case, we can define whether equals to, please input your house weather today, AI. And then you key in probably one of them. So then after that, we can execute. Let me see. How's weather, my friend AI? Oh, it rained now. So bring your umbrella. Yes. This first expression is true, and then only execute next first statement. Then else if else will be skipped. And then let's also prompt temperature. Integer temperature, for example, simply input house temperature today. If this temp greater or equal 35 degrees, prints. Okay, recently, yeah, the actual feeling 35 degrees, very, very hot. Prints. Too hot. Stay home. Just decisions by AI. Else if your temperature probably more than 30, but below than 34. Kind of hot, but still okay to play tennis. Kind of good for playing tennis. Otherwise, print. It means that the temperature is less than 30 degree, right? Let's say now it's 36, it's too hot. Now it's 33, good for playing tennis. And then now 28, wow, it feels like very cold. Weather is slightly lower than normal. Then execute. Oh, mm. Any temp. Input is not. Hmm. Why? Okay. Integer values. What happened?
Prof, it's the
Oh,
spelling input.
oh my God. 35. Too hot, stay home. Thank you, everyone, pointing me out in the right directions. We also support each other's. Okay, so far we discussed about the if statement, if, else. And then now I will show you operators, so-called ternary operators. It is the simplest conditional expressions. Python supports one additional decision-making entity, which is the ternary operators. Probably it allows our programmers to execute a statement based on a condition being true or false, quite similar to if statements. That's why their syntax is quite similar to if statements, but a bit more simpler. More like it acts, it executes like an operators that define an expressions. So expression and put if and your conditional expressions as second expressions. So I simply show you the ternary operator examples. I'm gonna set some discount calculators. Okay, your purchase order numbers is 1,000. Wow, you purchased something 1,000. So the boss will discounts 25% if your order more than 900. If not, your order less than 9, the discount is 0%. And print out discount to check. Yes. If order greater than 900 will be true, the conditional expression will be executed, otherwise 0. For example, the order would be 800, your discount rate is 0. This one is the 1,800, your discount rate is 25%. So unit price is $10. The total price is order times unit price, right? Yeah. Now you are setting up your purchase websites. And then we also want to know the discounted amounts, discount price, total price times discount. This discount came from here, right? Discount divided by 100, which is the percentage. Now it's a probably 25. 25 came here and then 0.25, which means 25% discount times total price. And then my payments, total payments. Total price minus out discount price. Let me check. Print discount total price. Print discount price. Print. Hey. Wow. I ordered 1,800. The unit price is 10. So total price is this amount and discounted this amount, and then this is my final bill. So it looks very complicated. So I want to develop a bit more fancy code. The total price is, I put the plus total price prints the discounted price is something curly dot format discount price, and then print your bill is this amount, but I'm going to use F string. In this case, we simply put the curly bracket here, but we can control it. For examples, colon 0.2 F. You don't know what it means. Wait. F string pay colon 10.3 F. This is the F string dot format syntax. First, we put value. Value is on any expression that evaluates a numbers. Here is no value, but this discounted price will become. But this one, we express the values and put colon and then put widths, specifies the number of characters used in total to display. This one is 0, this one is 10. And periods, dots, and precisions indicates the number of characters used after the decimal points. Let's try to learn it. Oops. Oh. Okay. Now it's quite readable, right? The total price is 18,000. The discounted price 4,500. And then your final bid is something like that. You see, probably 10 means with us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's why you have some space. Now it's 0, so no more additional space. Decimal point 2, decimal point 3. In your exam, you can use anything, whatever easiest you think. Okay, we finished the conditional statements. And then we should gonna move on to for loop, showing you how to perform definite iteration with a Python. Have you heard about the iteration, right? What is the iterations? Iteration is executing the same piece of code more than one time. Execute one more, execute again, execute again. High probe, when we can stop. Two scenario. One is the definite iterations, which means that number of the repetition is specified. Hey, you execute 3 times, something like that. 4 times, 10,000 times. Indefinite iteration is code just executes until some condition is met. Yes, if statements. If your age is reached 50, then you can every year your age is +1, +1, +1 until 50. Then above 50, you can put another expressions. So definite iterations can be performed with the for loop, and indefinite iterations will be performed with while loop. Let's think about for loop. Yeah, I'm gonna explain these figures. I'm now developing Q numbering machines. So every time I put something like that, print Q is now 1. Oh, sorry. Q. Oh, why? Just 2. Yeah. And then second, Q number 2. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to use for loop for. I will follow this for your waiting number. Waiting number is in here. Okay, we will remove the 0 because 0 no meaning. 1 is the first Q number. Let's say your waiting number is in 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I will print Q number is now delete your brackets. Dot format waiting number. This waiting number is in here, probably 1, and then print Q number 1. Because waiting number is 1, 1 goes to here and goes to here. And then waiting number also can be 2, goes to here 2, and print out 2. And up to waiting number is 4. Something like that. Okay, I will make it this comment. I don't use this because very tedious and repeated work. But for loop, just do it. Your Q number 1, Q number 2, Q number 3, Q number 4. Let's use of our these things. How about string is something like very long, so many people is waiting. So in this case, you can use this range function, something like 5 or 1 to 6. Still same. And then what about the Starbucks Q numbers? Following the figures. 4. Your Starbucks Q number before that, we need to set out our waiting lists. Starbucks waiting lists. Kim, follow that, pop, and D. And the last one, John. And then your name is in Starbucks lists, something like that. Print. Hey, Customers, your item is now ready. Format, your name. Tim, your item is ready and up to June. In the first loop, customer name, your name is in this queue. Then firstly lead off the Kim, and Kim is your name and goes to here. This is the for loop. How about the while loop? This is the how the Python while statement is used to construct loop. While expression, colon, and statements. The statements represents a block, a piece of code to be repeatedly executed, often referred to as the body of the loop. This is the denote with indentations, just as in if statements. This is the Boolean context. If it is true, this loop body executed, and then check again. If still true, and execute again. And then this continues until it becomes false. Okay, very, very complicated. I'm going to show you your examples. Let's put while first. While n is greater than 0, and then n minus every time 1. And check the number n. Before that, we have to define n first. For example, 5. Now n is 5. N goes to here. 5 greater than 0. Yes, true. And read off. N will be minus out. Then print out 4, right? And then goes to while loop expressions. Now n is 4 greater than 0. So n became 3 and print out 3. Go to here. True and becomes 2, print 2. Goes to here. 2, truth, 1, 1. Still truth, print out 0, and then 0 greater than 0, the false. And the repeated work just finished. Please check. For 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, when you put here, for example, 11, this is new year coming account. 10, 9, 8, blah, 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 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Happy New Year's. You are the one engineer to create counting, new year counting programmers. You use this. Very simple. Coding is always simple, but starting from scratch is always difficult. That's why your experience on certain couple of pieces of code is very helpful for your future coding works. Okay, we create another Starbucks orders. Okay, your name is Kim. Okay, put your names rather than Kim. And then I'm gonna call you maximum number 5. While call max greater than 1, print. Hey customer, your order is ready. So certain time calling let. Just warning. Enclosed the the string and dot format. Your name and call max. Call max every time minus out, just one time. If call max, I call you 5 times, then indented print your order was cancelled. So sorry, your order was cancelled because how many times have I called you? 5 times. Okay, let's try. Oops. Was never closed. This one? 4 times that. And then your order was cancelled. See, iteration loop, for loop, while loop, always coupled with if statements. If you import time, probably Before calling here, time, sleep, 1 second. Yes. Now you are ready for coding engineers, for Starbucks, queuing systems. Okay, if you face certain issue, you probably check out. You have indented, and you also put if. This print also indented as of the F locations. Let's see the 2 second. You still have some issue. You can go to kernel, restart kernel, restart. See, kernel unknown, then my kernel also restarted. Everything is in order, but still your Python code encounters certain errors, then we can fix it by clicking the restart your kernel. Now we have very interesting function, continue and break. The break statements, these break statements immediately terminate your loop. Then program execution proceed to the first statement following the loop body. You see break and then go to the first statement. In the continue statements, these immediately terminate your current loop iterations. And then execution jump to top of the loop to the Y. And the controlling expressions is re-evaluate whether the loop will be executed again or stop. This one sometimes very useful. So let's try out the break. Okay, n is now 6. Why? N greater than 0? Otherwise, yeah, if yes, we can minus out every times. But if n is equals to 2, break and print n here. And then if the loop is finished, loop just ended. Break means goes to here. So n start with 6, oh, minus 1. The 5, print 5. 4 printed, 3 printed, and 2, oh, 2 is 2. So in the if statements, the break statement will be executed, and then break goes to the last statement, this prints. Oops. Oh, yes. Because, yes, we have to be here. This prints N should be on the Y. If it is, it looks like that. This print N is on the if statements. So, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, break. What about the continue? Same. N equal to 6. While N greater than 0, N minus 1. If N equals 2, continue. Print N. Print loop and excuse anyway. Start with 6, and then one numbers will be discounted. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If this N equals to 2, the continue means jumped up to while expression, right? But I wanted to print out the N. Before printing out the N, continue will be executed and then jump up to while statements. It means that number 2, printing out, will be skipped. So in the break and continue functions, sometimes we terminate at a certain point. Sometimes we can omit certain level of statements. In the case, we use break and continue. So can I move on? Yeah, logically, we need some time to understand how the break, how the continue works. Yeah. One of the language's most distinctive features is list comprehensions. You can use to create powerful functionality within a single line of code. So many program developers sometimes use these comprehension techniques. But some programmers use them too much, sometimes causing some less efficiency and then sometimes hard to read. But this list comprehension is the another way to make a list. So you can rewrite your for loop from the first examples in just a single line of code. Okay, I'll create typical for loop. Lists range 10. This is 10. For I in range 10. I'll put some iterative body is I times I. Prints value and end equals to for loop. I is in range 10. Then we will have value times value, I times I, and print the values, and this is the comma saturations, comma separations. Expected, yes. Range 10 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And from 0. In the comprehensions, squares functions equals to, this is the lists, I times I, for I in range 10. Prints, yes, that's all. Just one line. This I is in range 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Firstly, 0. 0 times 0, 0. Then 1. 1 times 1, 1. 2. 2, 2, 4. 3. 3, 3, 9. And 9, 9, 81. And they are lists. One of the data types. let's develop. Now we are software engineers to support Grab. You are expected to match a maximum 50 customers. Yes. Let's develop a program to count the number of the customer matched. Requirement is total time, travel time is generated randomly, and customer willing to travel 5 to 15 minutes will be considered for match. Then you can print out yes. Range 10 means generates integer number 0 to 9. The last number 10 is excluded. If you want to include 10, you have to put 11. It includes 10, but 11 is not. So your group class work activities, so you can print out this kind of the printing formats, OX, and then this travel time probably generated randomly, and then this time within these ranges, you can put O. For example, more than that 15 minutes, less than 5 minutes, I won't take this kind of customers. So you put X marks. And then totally count your customers you work with. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. And then in the meantime, you can try out this. And then I will show you my approaches and then my codings for executing this Grab driver customer counting code. Let's take a 10-minute break. Come back to 20. Okay, everyone, let's continue to where we left off, which is our in-class activities. So now this is our printing format. The time will be generated very randomly and then counts. If the travel time within this, the system will be matched. But less than 5 and more than 15, I won't take these customers. So I'm gonna use the random function. So from random import all, and then we set one variables to take into account the number of customers I served, and then create the counts, and then allocate zero values as your very initial. And then we use for loop. I is in ranges 1 to 50, total 50 customers, and then generate time, very random ranges, 5 minutes to 51 minutes. If the time within these ranges, print out these things. Within these timings, the customers will be matched to our Grab driver, then O max, and then the number of customers and travel times. The first I come to here, and then time is here. And then this I can be changed 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 50. And then we also put here, if a customer was matched, you can count one customers, and you also matched another customers, also +1, +1, +1. Otherwise, out of 12 times between this, and then these customers won't be matched to our Grab driver. And then total customers you served is certain customers. Dot format counts. Only matched customers. So I run this, currently 10 customers, but when I execute again, the time randomly generate again, and then the outcome will be different. Only, wow, 13 customers. We used random, and then I also used for, and I also used if. Yes. It means that if you want to use, if you are able to utilize for loop, while loop, if statements, you are able to any condition of program. On top of that, if you can consider function, your coding skill can be improved. Functions are kind of building blocks of every Python programs. They are where the real action take place. These functions breaks down code into smaller chunks. They are very great for defining action that a program will execute multiple times. instead of writing some codes every time this program needs to perform the task, just call the function you just created. You may be familiar with these mathematical concepts, right? Y equals to fx. 5 is your input, probably x. And then goes into the box, which is the functions, and x plus 20. And then the outcome is 25, which is y. Let's take a look at the definition of functions. This is the syntax for defining a function. It begins with keyword def. This tells Python that you are about to define a function. Next is the function name. These are just syntax notations. Name of the function should describe what it is supposed to do. That's something using your functions knows what to expect when they use it. This is totally user-defined. Any name you can define as a function name. And then following the function name are parameters. These parameters are the identifiers that will hold on to argument values. Let's say your function doesn't take any parameters. You can just use empty parentheses, open bracket, close the bracket, parentheses. And if you have a multiple parameters, you can display out and separate by a comma. Then conclude your headline with colon. And then indent it, you can write down your statements. One or more statements that is supposed to perform within the functions and return your outcomes. It sounds complex? No. Something like that. I will create. We are going to define these functions. Future value. Def. Future value function. So I put FV, future values. This future value take three variables, PVRN, PVRN, and colon. Then I will put statements. I just define function name. I just display my parameters, actually arguments, and then I put statements. Simple. FV equals to PV times 1 plus R N. These are probably rates, so I divided by 100, which is the percentage. And then one more expression, prints your future value is dot format this future value fv. But this future value I specify zero space, 2 decimal points. Hey, this is value. Then return fv and round up. I will run it. Oh, sorry, too noisy, right? Nothing happening. Okay, I didn't this PB enter your present value. For example, I put 10,000 money and rate will be, for example, 25. Wow. And then number of years, just 3 years and learn again. Nothing happened. Yes, you must call the function fv. fv and pv rn. Oops. pv is not defined. pv. Something like that. Your future value is this. It means that this input goes to here, 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 and then executes these functions. So calculate fv and execute print functions and returns your final outputs. Multiple, we did multiple returns. Oh, discount. Let's try out multiple returns. For examples, definition purchase. Yeah, this is second time, third time, so very tedious things. I want to develop function order, right? Order number, right? Discount is 25% if your order greater than, for example, 200, else 0. Discount price is discount divided by 100 times order. Tax 0.09. Wow. Order minus discount price. Then return discount price, comma, tax. But tax, we need to round up. This tax is here. Discount price is here. And then we use the function comprehension. Discounts equals 25% if order is more than 20. And then whole bunch of this chunk is the purchase functions. Learn. Oh, okay. No error at all. Order would be 300. Discount tax can be purchase order. I put purchase as a name of the definition function. You define and put order. This order goes to here. This function record this and return displays discounted price and tax. Discount price goes to here, tax goes to here. Return two outputs. Print. I'm going to use F functions. Total discounted price is this. And tax is this. Total discounted price would be this. DIS, tax, 0 space, 1 decimal points. I learned these blocks, nothing happening, but I call this, run this, and calculate. I will reset kernel first. And then I just learn only this cell before learning purchase functions. They are very curious about what is the purchase. So I learn this and this. This is the functions. Let's move on to the lambda functions, which is the simple functions designed to be created in line in code, just one line code. Lambda arguments, colon expressions. It looks difficult, but let's see. I will define fx x plus every time I will get x plus 1 and print x. Then f5 6. But I want to use lambda functions. Example. Okay. Example 1. Lambda x colon x plus 1. Argument is the kind of variables. Value you pass into a function when you call it. It provides the inputs that the function needs to work with. Kind of the variables in the function. In this case, we can call it arguments. Expression is any piece of code that produce a value when evaluates. This is the input. This is the piece of code to produce certain values when you evaluate. And then simply print example 1 and 5. Same. In this case, 1, 2, 3 line. In this case, 1 or n is 2 lines. Simple. This lambda function make it simpler. Can you remember our tutorial 1? These questions? I will show you how lambda function, how the for loop works in this case. I call the n sum lambda n colon summation integer string n times I. For I in 1, 2, 3. Let's do. Oh, print and sum 5 because now n is 5. Same output, right? Lambda, n is my variables, and then I summate certain things. N is now 5. 5 now a string, and then convert it to, before convert it to I n times certain numeric numbers. This I consequently read off 1, 2, 3. I times 1, I times 2. It means n. I times 3, n. Then after that, this string converted to integer and summate plus out each others. 5 plus, then iterate one more time because we have for loop here. N times n, 5 plus n times n times n, 5, and convert it to our integer. That's why you have these things. 1, 2, 3, 4 line becomes 2 lines. Lambda functions. This lambda function, we have two applications. One is the map function, one is the filter function. This map function applies the lambda function to all elements within the sequence. These elements are generally lists. Can you understand the mapping word? Word itself, mapping. Find out the corresponding values. So let's say lists 1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the list 1. And list 2 equals to 10, 20, 30, 40. And I'll print out lists map function lambda x, y. This is my variables. And x plus y lists 1, lists 2. Lambda mapping means we have two variables, and then the function of the lambda is x plus y. It means that two values will be summated. But the x should be in the list 1, y should be in the list 2. It means that 1 plus 10, 2 plus 20, 3 plus 30, 4 plus 40. Let me check. Yes. 11, 22, 33, 44. And then this number is the lists. The data type is lists. I will create lists 3, for examples, 100, 200, 300, 400. Also lists. And then I will copy and paste. I put git xyd and plus g and plus no, add up list 3 at the end. Mapping their numbers if the variables in the certain lists. Filter is simple. It is the elegant way to filter out the required elements from our lists. It applies to a function that return true or false to each items, and this keeps only the item where the function returns. Just follow me. I will show you how to the filter function works. Can you remember pivotal functions? It looks like this: 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, something like that. Just think this pivotal series as a particular list and print lists. Filter lambda. One variables. The x is greater than 8 fifths. It gives you, for example, 13, 21, 34, 55. Why? This is the filter function. Any number in this fifth list, lambda function take these conditional expressions. Let's say it is true, only this value will be filtered out from the original lists. Let me see. Yes, but it should be kind of type of lists. And what about this? Oops. This 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. And then my lists. In my list has certain numbers: 0, 1, 4, 5, -9, 0, -2, something like that. Print lists, filter lambda. My value should be greater than 0. I want to remove -1. Where? My lists. From where? My lists. Close, close, close. No more negative values. I'm going to show you one more my technique. Positive equals to, which is the lists. N. If n greater than or equals to 0, else 0. N is just n. I will print out certain numbers if the numbers is greater than 0. If less than 0, it's going to be just 0. And then for this n in my lists. For n in my list means this n step by step read off my lists. Read 0 first, then 1, read 4, read 5, read -9, read 0, read -2. And then this n, if n is greater than 0 or equals to 0, then print out as it is. But if this n is now -9, oh my God, this expression is false. Then -9 replace with 0. So I will print my positive. Oops. Oh, something. Oh, something like that. I can use this function, something like that. Our student, 100 now, how many students? 105 students exam score is something like that. I listed it up, but I want to cut off certain lower numbers. For example, less than 35 scores can be replaced into 45. In the case, I use these functions. How can I check one by one? Quite tedious things, time consuming. Of course, now 105 students, still manageable. What about entire SIT engineering students? More than 2,000. It takes forever. I just simply use these filter functions. If if n less than 35, else, for example, 45. Sorry, greater than something else, 45, right? More than 35, just display as it is, and only less than 35, improve 45. If 4 n is in my student list, 2000, then it works. Okay, everyone.